Dear students, today we are going to discuss chapter 7 of the book First Flight, that is Glimpses of India. The chapter Glimpses of India consists of 3 parts: a baker from Goa, Coorg, and tea from Assam. The first part is a pen portrait of a traditional Goan village baker or padder who still has an important place in Goan culture, although the Portuguese has left India long back. The second part is a pen portrait of Coorg, which is a coffee country famous for its rainforest and spices. The third part, that is tea from Assam, is about the tea plantations in Assam. So first of all, let's see what is there in the first part, a baker from Goa. A baker from Goa tells us about how Portuguese life has had an impact on the social life of the people of Goa. The culture of bread has been inherited from them. The Portuguese gave lot of importance to bread in their life. Bread was baked in huge furnaces which exist till date. A baker is traditionally known as padder in Goa. The author recalls how during his childhood days a baker used to visit twice a day, early in the morning when he went from house to sell his bread, and then again in the evening after he had sold out his goods. He carried a bamboo with jingles and announced his arrival with the thud and ring of the jingles. He would carry loaves of bread for the household, but for children he carried colorful bread with different flavors as bread bangles. The children loved the bread bangles so much that they ate them without brushing their teeth. The baker was very courteous. He looked happy, greeted every housewife with a happy smile. Bread is so much a part of Goan tradition that no ceremony is complete without it. During an engagement ceremony, people make sandwiches. During a marriage ceremony, a sweet bread known as bowl is gifted by friends and relatives. On Christmas, a special bread in the form of cake is baked and distributed. The bread seller in the early days used to wear a special dress called kabai. This was a long frock which reached down to the knee. Sometimes the bakers wore short pants which was shorter than trouser but longer than half pants. They also wore a shirt on top. A baker in Goan village is a prosperous man, and so he and his family are always happy and content. This can also be seen in their plump physique. Bakers in these villages usually distribute bread every day but collect their payments only at the end of the month. The records are maintained by writing with the pencil on a special wall. Now discuss the second part of the chapter, that is Coorg. Coorg, also known as Kodagu, is the smallest district in Karnataka and is situated midway between Mysore and Bangalore. It is inhabited by a proud martial race. The women are beautiful and so is the landscape. Coorg is known for its rainforests, spices, coffee plantations and wild animals. The best months to visit Coorg are from September to March. It is said that people of Coorg are descendants of either the Greek or the Arabs. As per one day, the Greek soldiers of Alexander settled here during their retreat. They had realized that going home was not practical. They married the local woman, and therefore the present race is a mixture of both races. They have probably inherited culture of bravery from Greeks. The long black coats with embroidered waistbands is probably taken from the Arabs. Hence, the descent of the present race is not really exactly known. The landscape of Coorg is so beautiful that people feel it is a part of heaven. The river Kaveri, which flows down the hills, provides water to the forest. Mahasir, a freshwater fish, around in its. Animals too, like the langurs, can be seen dropping partially eaten fruits only to enjoy the splash of the clear water. Kingfisher are also seen fishing, and the elephants too are brought here for bathing. Coorg offer multiple adventure activities to the tourists like trekking, mountain biking, rock climbing, river rafting, canoeing, etc. One can view Coorg in all its splendor from Brahmagiri Hills. The island of Nisargadamu and a Buddhist settlement are some of the interesting places to visit. Now let's see what is there in the part 3, that is tea from Assam. Rajveer and Pranjal are the two main characters that are introduced in this story. Rajveer and Pranjal are classmates studying in the school in Delhi. Pranjal's parents live in Assam. His father is a manager of a tea garden. Pranjal invited Rajveer to his hometown to see the tea gardens during the vacations. They travel by train. At the station, a tea seller comes to sell tea. That sparks off a conversation between two on the subject of tea. The train starts. Rajveer tries to observe the beautiful scenery outside the train window. As the train moves towards Assam, he can see a lot of greenery. Pranjal does not appear to be interested in watching the scene outside, and so he started reading a detective storybook. Rajveer is also an avid reader and likes detective stories, but on this trip he does not want to miss out on anything, and so he concentrates on shifting sceneries outside his window train. Rajveer has done a lot of homework on the origin of tea and its benefit. He tells Pranjal that there are many legends associated with tea. According to one legend, a Chinese king discovered tea while boiling his drinking water. In the course of boiling the water, some tea twigs fell into the water, thereby enhancing its taste. The king liked it so much that he patronized it. According to an Indian legend, a Buddhist monk was trying to meditate, but he could not concentrate because he would fall asleep. So he cut off his lids. At the spot where the eyelids fell, 10 tea plants grow. When these were boiled in water and consumed, they helped vanish sleep. Rajveer also tells Pranjal that tea originated in China in 2700 BC, from where it traveled to Europe and thence to India. In fact, the words chai and chini from China. Pranjal tells him Assam has biggest concentration of tea plantation in the world. Once they reach Mariani Junction, Pranjal's father picks them up. As they turn to narrow lane from the main road, Rajveer sees doll-like figures plucking tea leaves. He at once says these must be the second shoot, which as per his information was the best tea. Pranjal's father is very much impressed with his knowledge and comments that he had done his homework well. Rajveer says he hopes to learn much more from the tea estate. So, dear students, basically this chapter is this is all about the chapter 7, the glimpses of India, that is consists of 3 parts. First one is a baker from Goa, Coorg, and third one is tea from Assam. I hope this video is useful to understand this chapter well. Thank you.